Good morning. I call the meeting of Wednesday, September 14th, 2022 to order. First, I will preserve the order and decorum of these meetings. Everyone in attendance should be on notice that shouting out or interrupting the proceedings will not be tolerated. Those who violate this will be asked to leave. The Sunshine Act permits anyone attending a public meeting to object to a perceived violation at any time during the meeting. If you choose to do so, please succinctly state your objection. Objecting is not an opportunity for speech making. We will now move to public comment. Commenters shall state where they live, or if they are not a resident of Philadelphia, that they are a Philadelphia taxpayer. Public comment is not an opportunity for dialogue or Q&A. It is public comment, a chance for you to tell us what you think. Each speaker shall have 2 minutes. However, I may extend this time at my discretion. All public comments must be relevant or germane to board business. Finally, it is my responsibility to preserve the order and decorum of the meetings. As such, profane, slanderous, or discriminatory or personal attacks will not be tolerated. Is there anyone here that wishes to make public comment? Seeing none, we will now move to Commissioner Bluestein for emailed public comments.
There were no public comments emailed by 9:45 a.m.
Thank you. I will now ask Deputy Custodio to read the Executive Director report on behalf of Joe Lynch.
Thank you, Commissioners. County Board report. A special election has been called for the offices of District Council 7th and 8th districts to occur during the general election on November 8th. For those interested in running for office, pertinent nomination paperwork must be filed by 5 p.m. on Monday, September 26th. As of yesterday, we have approved 109,280 vote-by-mail applications. Of those, 73,633 are paper applications and 35,647 are electronic applications. This is including civilian, overseas, military, and permanent ballot voters who applied in the primary. Ballot application processing is caught up through Friday. There are approximately 337 paper applications and 729 electronic applications waiting to be processed. Voter registration unit. For this cycle, to date, we have processed 115,973 voter registration applications, of which 39,550 were paper applications. By next week, we will have sent out 77,431 ID cards. Both DPU units are processing electronic and paper registrations. Documents unit is working on appeal applications. Correspondence unit is working on cancellations and assisting with voter registration applications. Pollbooks unit, to date we have confirmed 428 polling sites for the November election. Election board unit. The election board unit have confirmed 1,551 poll workers to work the November elections. They are also out doing field work and training seminars.
Nick, could you, for clarification, could you read again the special election that was?
A special election has been called for the offices of District Council 7th and 9th District to occur during the general election on November 8th.
Thank you. I will now call on Commissioner Sabir for a motion.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Philadelphia is the 6th largest city in the country with a voting population in excess of 1.1 million spread across more than approximately 140 square miles. Our elections are massive and swell and require significant funding and resources to ensure every eligible voter can participate. Poll workers are a part of the critical infrastructure that make our elections happen. Without a sufficient supply of trained poll workers, we would be unable to hold our elections. Over recent years, we have seen a decline in the number of individuals willing to take on this critical task. Several factors, aging of the population, increased dependence on technology, long the election day hours, and recent concern over COVID exposure have contributed to declining poll worker volunteerism. But a significant factor continues to be low poll worker compensation. Now that we have accepted additional funding from the Election Integrity Grant Program, we have sufficient appropriations to increase election board worker pay. Therefore, I motion that we increase the base pay for working for election board workers and bilingual interpreters by $85 and the stipend for attendant trainers by $20, beginning with the trainings after Labor Day 2022. Bilingual interpreters supporting 2 divisions or holding another position on the election board would in no event receive more than $295 for working for one election.
Second.
Commissioner Bluestein, please call the roll.
Commissioner Deeley.
Aye.
I vote aye. Commissioner Sabir.
Aye.
Motion carries. Increased poll worker pay motion has passed unanimously. I have a motion as well. As part of the electronic poll book implementation, the city commissioners, staff, and others were part of an overall project team subjected to the electronic poll books to rigorous testing in real-world situations. While they performed well, the project team encountered a freezing issue in certain scenarios. The project team has recommended that the electronic poll book deployment be postponed so that the issue can be corrected by the vendor and a new software version certified if needed. This will allow the smoothest possible deployment. Therefore, I motion that pursuant to this recommendation, paper poll books be used throughout Philadelphia for the 2022 general election on November 8, 2022.
First, I'd like to just thank the project team for their tremendous work on this project so far. The timeline for a November citywide implementation was always ambitious, and while many of the milestones were achieved, both the city and ES&S had more steps ahead to ensure a seamless transition to the new technology. I'm looking forward to a full rollout the next year and the positive experience it will provide Philadelphia voters, and therefore I second the motion.
Commissioner Bluestein, please call the roll.
Commissioner Deeley.
Aye.
I vote aye. Commissioner Sabir.
Aye.
The paper poll book for 22 general election motion has passed unanimously. Commissioner Bluestein, do you have any items to be added to the agenda?
I have none.
Commissioner Sabir, do you have any items to be added to the agenda?
Yes, I do. I'd just like to recognize we have Sam Stephen Jr. Here, business manager of Labor's Local 332. And as you know, being a young man working on the construction sites, to give the poll workers a fair wage, that's always been great. And we have a great union staff here at the Board of Elections. Definitely want to recognize Sam Stephen for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner. It is a pleasure to see you, Mr. State. Please come back again.
Sure.
Much respect. With no items remaining on the agenda, this meeting is adjourned to the call of the chair. Thank you.